Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is the monthly reading for the month of August 2021 for all of the signs. For the reading, I'll be using the Light Seers deck by Chris Ann, and we'll be pulling an oracle card from the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so please take the messages that resonate. If the messages don't resonate, then I encourage you to watch your sun, not just your sun reading, but your moon and your rising. And also, do keep in mind that for you to get a truly personalized reading, right, focusing on you, what's going on in your life, you would need to get a private reading from me. To everybody who has been here for a while, just a big thank you to all of you. It really does mean a lot to have you here on the channel. And for new viewers, I'm very happy that you found me here and hope that you enjoy the reading. And if you do, that you will give it a like and possibly subscribe. All right, so I will stop for now and we'll see each of the signs in a second for the reading. Hi there, Capricorn. Hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your reading for the month of August. So I have been shuffling off camera and I have two cards that already presented themselves. So I've put those at the center of the spread, but let's go ahead and get the remaining cards here so we can get going with your reading. So Spirit, what are the messages for the Earth sign Capricorn? What does Capricorn need to know? What are the messages for Capricorn for the month of August? What does Capricorn need to know? Messages for Capricorn for the month of August. Yeah, these two, I mean, they just came flying out, so I took them. When that happens, I go ahead and take them because they obviously wanted to come out. Okay, so center of the spread, we have the Tower crossed by the Six of Swords. In the deep past, we have the Magician, Major Arcana number 1. We have the Queen of Swords in the recent past. Crowning you, message from your higher self, you have the Lovers. Near future, we have the Moon, Major Arcana number 18. You appear as the King of Cups. Surrounding you in your environment or how others are viewing you, you have the Three of Wands. Hopes and fears, the Four of Wands. And outbound energy, beautiful, the Ten of Pentacles. And bottom of the deck, okay. Yeah, we have Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot. I'm laughing because, I mean, this is kind of what I was getting when this card came out anyway, and now we just sort of have it confirmed with the Chariot. Well, first of all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Major Arcanas. So half of your spread is made up of Major Arcanas. Let me move that down just so you can see. There we go. So that's significant, right? When you have that many Major Arcana showing up in a spread, I mean, that shows that there are a lot of things going on that are very much out of your control. It's sort of lots of divine orchestration at play, the universe really stepping in and kind of putting opportunities in front of you, right? Aligning things. So when you have that many Major Arcanas, it's like it's not you so much or what you're doing, but it's more how things are kind of evolving, the opportunities coming up for you. I think that's kind of how I would put that. All right, so center of the spread. Major Arcana number 16 is the Tower, and it's crossed by the Six of Swords. So yeah, for some of you watching, that could be a very significant change, a very significant just, kind of uprooting movement. We have movement here. You could be moving to a different place. You could be moving, taking a trip over water, moving to somewhere by water. We have the movement across land with the chariot. But, the Tower, it's all about just unexpected events, opportunities, things happening that you have no control over, right? But, what I always say with the Tower, I don't view the Tower as negative. I know that, some readers, when the Tower comes out, they automatically just sort of look at it as, oh, it's a negative card and just disruption. But it's not. I mean, look what you have coming out of this, and in this deck, it's like it's not a tower, it's like this sort of tree or, and the tree probably was rotten anyway, or just wasn't that, strong, and it was crumbling. And so the lightning bolt strikes it, right, to kind of get rid of it, to move it out of the way. And out of that, we're getting all these symbols here of rebirth, new life, right? We have the butterflies. There are 4 butterflies on here, but it's like they're on fire. It's almost like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So, many times the Tower appears to kind of shake things up, to move us forward. When if we were sort of left to our own devices, we might not do that, right? I sometimes give the example of, if you've been working for a company for a long time and you really are not happy there and you only do it for the money, you really would love to go into business on your own, start up your own business, right? I don't know, maybe you're, an artist or creative or whatever it is, but you haven't done that, right? Because you didn't want to kind of make that jump into working on your own or following your passion, right? Pursuing your passion. And then out of nowhere, you find that you've been made redundant. Well, yes, it's a huge shock. It's a Tower moment, but it could force you into exploring other avenues, right? So it's all about mindset and how you kind of deal with the Tower moment, right? And if you look at it as more of an opportunity and what you could take out of it, then again, then it has great potential, right? And it is crossed by this card of movement. The 6 of Swords is about moving on. It's moving from a difficult situation into a calmer waters, better situation. This one doesn't show it like in the traditional deck. There's a woman, and she's being like she's in a boat, but she's being rowed away, right? She's being taken away. Here, it's like she is in the boat by herself. She's packed her bags, and she's moving on, right? So there's in this, well, the way that this deck depicts it, there's more of like an independent type energy, or like she's in control of where she's heading. So out of this Tower moment, she is moving. So there's movement, right? Moving on. Deep Past with the Magician, this is all about manifestation. So, what is it that you truly want, that you truly want to manifest? It's as above, so below. So, setting your intentions, whether this is, through your words or writing in a journal, because, words have great power. Words have great meaning. So setting your intentions and then actually manifesting, bringing that into reality, right? And the Magician has all of the tools at his fingertips. He's the ace. It's the number 1 of the major arcana. So he's like the ace of aces. So he has, the fire and water and earth energy and air energy all rolled into one to be able to bring about, to manifest something, that you truly desire. In the recent past, you might have been dealing with a Queen of Swords. You might have a Queen of Swords still around you, playing a significant role, helping to guide you forward, helping with this sort of new direction. And it looks like she's on a boat as well, right? Heading forward. And it's like they're both kind of heading in the same direction here. And we have this forward momentum with the Chariot as well. So there's definitely movement. But she is, could be an older air sign. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But she is all about truth. She's very good at coming up with ideas and plans. She's good at executing those. She's very good at communicating with other people. She sometimes can be viewed as, being a little bit too direct, too forceful with her words, but it's just because, she's seen a lot in life. She's been through a lot. She's now, the Queen of Swords. She's mastered her particular suit. So she doesn't put up with any nonsense, right? She says what she thinks and she means what she says. And she's, a good person to have on your side if you are moving or, you're trying to head in a different direction, because she's great with ideas. Or it could be you taking on this energy, right? And as well. Now, the Lover's card could obviously, with so many different people watching, could be on the career front, could be on the relationship front, could be on both. There could be, for some of you, right, with this movement, the possibility to move towards your soulmate, right? You might be meeting your soulmate when you move to this new location. The Lovers is also a head or heart decision. Okay, so it's going with, your heart over your head, going within, listening to the inner guidance, which is, again, comes up with this moon card in your near future, right? It's tapping into your intuition, paying attention to signs, synchronicities, repeating numbers, insects and, animals showing up. Like, for example, it was really kind of funny, like not a week. Gosh, I guess it's been about a month ago. Like I watched something, or I heard something, and it had to do with like rabbits, and never see rabbits anywhere. And I went out to my car one morning, and there was a baby rabbit, like hiding under the, close to the car. And I went to try to get it, and he hopped off into the field. And then driving to work, I drove past, I counted like 5 or 6 little rabbits all in a row as I went down this one stretch of road. Never see rabbits. So things like that, pay attention to, what was going on then? What were you thinking when that happened? When you saw those, the animal or the repeating number? It's signs and synchronicities like that. Going back to the Lovers. So yeah, head or heart decision can also be a soulmate, obviously, right? With the Lovers showing up. This can be a very deep soul connection with another individual. It can be choosing between two people. In the earlier tarot decks, it would have like a man, with 2 women in front of him needing to make that choice. But it's dualities, right? It's also, it can be sort of that relationship between yourself and your higher self. It can be that as well. I've already mentioned or touched on the moon a little bit. I might come back to it, but let's move on to you here. So you show up as this King of Cups, and obviously with it being the Suit of Cups, there's water energy here, which is, has to do with emotions, also intuition. Moon, very intuitive. But he's very in tune with, his heart, his feelings, his emotions. As the king of his suit, he's very emotionally stable. He's very compassionate, right? It could be another person, but you're showing up as this King of Cups. But water energy, it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And we also have the boat here, right? We have this boat behind him here. So lots of references to movement, transportation. But he's very, very loving, very compassionate. So this could just be, you, and he's very calm here, right? He's very at peace. He's meditating. So this could be you just feeling very good about where you're heading, with this movement. There's victory at hand with the Chariot. There's also, endless opportunities. This is what you have surrounding you. Again, the reference to water, right? Usually this card, the 3 of Wands, it has somebody up on the cliff top staring out to sea, waiting for their ships to come in. So again, reference to ships and water and being by the water. And we have loads of water here. She's like being submerged in the water, right? And we have water on this card, we have water on his card. So yeah, that could, for some of you, there could definitely be this move towards water or living by water. But the Three of Wands, it comes after the Two of Wands, which is like that decision. You made the decision, you've made, you're going down one particular path. So you've put in the effort and the energy, and now you're waiting for the ships to come in to see what type of return on investment you're going to have. But lots of opportunities, right? Expansion. Threes in the tarots are very expansive energies. So growth, in the major arcana, the 3 is the Empress. So, it has to do with like giving birth to new things, new ideas, right? New projects. So there's lots of potential with this card. Your hopes and fears, you're hoping for this progression, right? Moving from the 3 to the 4. And this is, it's a card of celebration. This can be getting engaged, getting married. This can be moving house, buying house, moving right into a new house. And 4s in the tarot are stable energy. They have to do with foundation, stability. With it being wands, the suit of wands, it's about ambition, determination, and drive. But it's our own passion as well, right? So it's a very happy, this is like the celebration card. So you're hoping for the celebration, for wherever you're going. You're hoping to be able to have this home. You're hoping to be able to celebrate, possibly, hoping for marriage. And we have kind of more reference to that with the Ten of Pentacles, which is, this is earth energy, but it's like the happily ever after card, right? It's the heritage, the passing down from one generation to another. So there's lots of great stability, right? The suit of earth, it deals with obviously the tangible earthly things here in the material realm. So it's the money we earn, has to do with our family, our home. And this is like, it's generational wealth here. So there could be something to do with either receiving money, inheritance, something getting passed down, handed down, or again, this, family and children and home and house. There could be, this opportunity to buy a house, move to a new house, and it has to do with this new location. And the overall energy in the Chariot, this is a card of victory. Not only is it forward momentum, right, and movement across. And it's interesting because it's movement across land, but again, we have the water right next to it. So definitely something to do with being by water. But great momentum, right? So fast, but it's also, it's like a card of victory, but it's victory after, you fought hard for this. This hasn't come easily. So it's, you haven't given up, you've stuck at something, but now there's victory coming in, right? And we have kind of lots of progression. We have the 6 to the 7 here, right? We have another 6, and 6 is about balance. We have it here with the 2 6s in the spread. I was just seeing what else we have as far as numbers go, or progression, progressing from the 3 to the 4. So there's a lot of like, forward momentum, forward progression in the spread as well. Let's go ahead and get you an additional oracle card. So one additional message for the sign of Capricorn. What else does Capricorn need to know? One additional message for Capricorn for the month of August. What does Capricorn need to know? Okay, that one just flew over the top. Somebody else had this. One of the fire signs had this. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. So you might be entering into a leadership position, right? You might be moving up. So if you might be moving up into management. You might be leading a department, leading a project, leading a group of people. There's something to do with others looking up to you. You have great vision. You might be mentoring as well. This could be, working within a school environment, mentoring other people. But people definitely looking up to you. Let me go ahead and see if there's anything else in the guidebook that it says about wise leader. Yeah, taking the reins. The sacred traveler wants you to know, on the journey, it's easy to tell who the leaders are. They have an inner grace and strength that glows from within. Others travel on the pathways that the leaders have created. The wise leader holds up the flame as a torch for others in the darkest night. But the leader also listens to the beat of their own drum. Grab the reins of life on your terms. Don't live to please and appease others to the detriment of your own needs. This is not what a leader does. Live without regrets. And it's interesting that it says about taking the reins, because on this Chariot card, you can see that the man there, he is, he has the reins. I mean, they look like sort of light coming down here. But the horse is, he's controlling the chariot without even really, holding the reins there. So just because, you are the leader, it's not necessarily the fact that, you have to I was listening to something the other day, I forget who it was, talking about the difference between, a manager and a leader, or being in a management position and being a leader, and what's the difference. And because management, they manage, they try to sort of control everybody's output and how everything's done, but a leader inspires other people. So there's something to do with inspiring others here. So we have this taking the reins. And I also think it's interesting the way that in this deck, it's shown this Four of Wands. We have the two women there. So there could be something to do with, this choice. And then there might be something to do with, you following this own path, like you kind of taking the reins and going off in this one direction. It could have to do with, getting into a relationship with maybe somebody that, that you haven't been, or the type of person you haven't been in a relationship with. Could have to do with like a same-sex relationship. Could just be somebody who's very different. If you're moving to a distance, right, it might be somebody who's from a different background than you are. This Three of Wands as well, it can speak of like international people from different places, dealing with people at a distance, different cultures. So there could be that as well. So very interesting, a very good reading, but a very interesting reading for you. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of August. Bye for now.